Okay, it looks like we're live, folks. Hey, everybody. Good to see everyone here. I'm working on some stuff here. I want to try to see if this is too loud. So anybody wants to hop in the chat, let me know. Again, let me know where the volume is at. 'Cause it seems like I'm a bit too loud today. Can't quite get it right there. So hopefully you guys are all having a good day today. As you can see here, this is what we're going to be working on. We've got again, different seeds that we have from the Organo Republic, right there. 55 seed pack is going to be starting today, so I'm pretty excited about that. Um, yeah, no, let's see, come on here, making sure that we are, there we go. That's my screen right there. Just getting a little bit set up here, so I apologize. Oh, there we go. Excellent. Okay, looks like we're up there. Chat is up and running. Again, I'm assuming the volume is okay. Probably gonna sneak a listen real quick on the just to make sure my volume is good. There's an issue with something with the gain was messed up here, but we're gonna get into this real quick, folks. I promise. Again, I just want to make sure that we have a good experience with the live stream here. As we have folks coming in. So let me switch account here, and we're just gonna flip over here. I'm trying not to blow up my speakers here. I want to see what's going on with my mic. See what my microphone is the issue. What do we got for mics here? Wireless. Yeah, it's that one. I may switch out my microphone to be honest. It does sound a little bit wonky here. Like muffled today for some reason. Does this sound muffled? Hey, folks that are hopping on. Does this sound muffled today? But I think I'm gonna try a different microphone. Because I am not digging this one right now. I just sound like I just don't want to sound like I'm in a cave, you know what I mean? That's not enjoyable. I think we can trade up mid screen here. So you try a different one and it's off the same model. Still, I appreciate it. Again, not trying to have this be a thing for too long. Swap this guy out here. All right. How's that sound? Oh, yeah, that's okay. That sounds and looks a lot better. Let's see how that. Let's see how that sounds. That was pretty wild there. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's just had a problem with that one microphone. It did not want to play well. So let me just see how this sounds, and then we can get into this here, folks. Go over what we're going to be planting here. Okay, that sounds. Oh yeah. A lot better. There you go. You can hear my dumb voice on there. Okay, cool. All right, so let's hop back into this here again. Appreciate. Sorry about the technical difficulty there. It sounded pretty bad, but now we're in much better shape. All right, real time uh tech troubleshooting there. Okay, so come on with me, folks. All right, so let's get into this here. Here's what we're gonna be working on. I brought my little. So yeah, welcome everybody. Again, my name is Ryan Howe. This is again live stream that I do pretty consistently throughout throughout the spring into the summer into
into the fall here in my greenhouse out in the garden um around the property as a whole, just working on different things. I love to come live and just be able to chat with folks here. So good to have you on here. So this is what we're gonna be working on today. We are going to be doing this one here, which is going to be thinning our tomatoes. We're going to hop on that first. Then we're going to be getting into our peppers, which I've got jalapeno, cayenne, and then we got a mild poblano pepper, which we're going to be doing also. Additionally, we're going to be looking at beets. If you've never seen how beets are planted, we're going to do that. I think you'll dig that as well. And then, all right, real quick. Then we're going to be looking at cucumbers. So I'm going to be planting cucumbers in the greenhouse here ahead, like a good month ahead of schedule, almost 2 months. But those cucumbers are gonna live in this greenhouse for the summer, in the spring, into the summer. They're just gonna live here. They're gonna have a nice big old pot, lots of water, fertilizer, living their best life for us. Then we're gonna do some bok choy leeks, and then we've got to do our watering that we have to do in the area here. So definitely look forward to it. Again, I hope I earn your subscription today. I got to take care of one thing here. Want to try to advertise a little bit that we're going to be here today. Do do do. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Cool. Live in the greenhouse. Putting this out on shorts to see if we have anybody join us today. I think it'll be fun. Live in the greenhouse. Gardening. All right. Let's see what else been going on. Yeah, so I'm gonna be trimming this later once it's up as a video, so I'm not too worried about this opening spot here. Homesteading. Go. Related video. Verification. What? Oh shoot. That's why. Wrong wrong account. Hate it when I do that. I'm on the wrong account. Ugh. So delete. Let's try again. Change account. That's the big part here. So again, appreciate everybody's patience while I work through this. We're gonna get the live here going in a second. I had a little bit of technical difficulties, which means that I've got to take care of a couple things here, which I apologize. Which we are going to be on here before you know it. There. Oop. Who is Toasty in here today? That is for sure. Next. Oop. Come on. Trying to add this in here. Almost there, folks. What's on with you? All right. Moving along here. Okay. YouTube's being silly. All right. Close it out. Start over again. Here we go. Let's start. Let's go. Some days it do be like this. Technical difficulties. But we'll get through it. We will get through this ad sound. Here we go. Down to here. Inch closer here, folks. All right, so live in the greenhouse, live in the greenhouse. Hashtag gardening, hashtag garden homestead. So I've got to have this started in order to be able to connect it. Like that's the thing. Related video. Here's this. That's a no. Back. Upload short. All right, we're off to the races. Let's get into this today, folks. So, all right. At exactly how many what time we got here? How many we got? 10 minutes, 10 minutes in, we can actually get the live stream going. Here we go, folks. All right, let's get after it. So again, for those just joining, want to say thank you for joining. Again, what we're going to be doing today is going to be thinning some tomatoes, looking at our peppers. We've got three different types we're going to be planting between our jalapeno, cayenne, poblano. We're going to be doing beets. If you've never done beets before, it's pretty interesting. Um, very similar, like how you would do petunias and Things like that. They've got to have sunlight in order to germinate. Then we're going to get cucumbers set up along with our bok choy, leeks, and then watering time. All right, so we'll keep this over here. Let me get all these guys out of the way to start. Because we are going to be starting with thinning our tomatoes today. So I'm just going to place these guys right here. We've got our, get this out of the way. How's this look? By the way, I've got our coconut. So I got to get my next one up and running here too before we get going. I'm starting our coconut. Join me down here for a second. Here we go. Who's this guy? Over there. Make this a little bit bigger for you guys while I'm working on this here. So what we're doing here is, yeah, probably not the right tool for the job, but it gets the job done for what I need right now. Okay, is we're starting um, our potting soil mix, and I do basically a 2-to-1 with coconut husk and regular potting soil to really extend it out because, again, the potting soil, it has an it has its own issues, but the cost of it's pretty crazy. So I like to augment it with this. But in order to use the coconut husk, the basically the pit that they have the husk on there, you got to get in water first, let it soak for a bit. So that's what we're doing there. All right, let's go back over to what we're going to be working on, which is going to be our tomatoes. And we started these on stream. When did we start these? Yeah, it's a little over a week ago now. They need to get going. And as you can see, we have got plenty of our tomatoes here living their best life, just like we love. All right. And the different varieties that we have here. So starting from this side over here, we have cherry tomatoes. They still haven't started germinating yet. I don't see any. Actually, I see one getting ready to start. Then we have beefsteaks. Is this section right here? And then in rows of three, we've got Roma. And then this is plum. Oh, what is this? Plum. What is the name? It's like a Roma, but it's a little bit bigger. Instead of being like Roma is indeterminate, this is a determinate bush variety. And then I've got Mount Magic over here and on this side here. And these ones here are all for canning. Beefsteak is for chomping on. I mean, the Romas I'll be able to get rolling with in pretty quick. That's pretty nice. I got a little bite. Yeah, I see this here. Got a little albino guy right here. He's like a little white, missing all of his green there. That's pretty wild. I've seen that before. All right, so let's get you back up here so we can get in the action here of what we got going on. And we're gonna start on this side over here and just make sure that we can stay on top of what we're doing here. Okay, so with this, typically what you want to do is you want to wait until the first real leaves come out. I'm not worried about that in here. I want to get the ones that basically I want to try to get these tomato seeds down to just one per. So if I see anybody coming up or trying to get started, we're going to just nip them out. For the sole reason, these guys are pretty much guaranteed to do their thing. Not too worried about them. So I want to get them thinned out as quickly as possible, just because we're going to have, as far as it goes with the roots and everything you're going to be dealing with. once we start dealing with that, we got chat's good too. Okay, good. Once we're dealing with that, I don't want to have to deal with excess root and them fighting for nutrients and stuff. So we're gonna pick winners to start. And this is real simple just to go through. As you can see, I'm not overthinking it here. I'm looking for the ones that look healthy. Nobody's leggy here. And again, that's gonna have multiple lights down there. So they've been getting tons of light, direct light on there. They've got good soil. Um, so that's a big piece here. I just want to make sure that they're good on that. Any, mini, miny, mo. That guy, that guy's gone. That guy's gone. And again, we're simply just trying to thin this down to one per, and I'm trying to get it as close to the middle as I can. And if it's even Steven between there, I'm gonna pick the guys that are lower, simply just because they're less difficult to work with once they get, you know, they're all gonna be getting their secondary leaves here now. If I pull do that guy, I mean their first true leaves. So I want to make sure that we are, uh, if they're even a little bit leggy, I'm gonna trim them at this. I'm just gonna get rid of them. There's plenty of time for them to make up the day that they are behind because they may not have the true leaves yet. Okay, so that's a piece that I'm just taking care of as I'm going along here, and that's really it. That's the big part of this is just trying to thin these out so that way there isn't as much competition for the nutrients, and it's going to make everybody make for a better, stronger plant in the long run, which is what we want. Like here, these guys are packed in because I wasn't sure how many I was going to need. So we're just going to trim them back and make sure everybody's as close to the middle as we can. So, so in Ryan news, been good stuff going on lately. I've been having good client meetings. Again, as mentioned before, if those have been on stream before, I'm a business coach, so I am just kind of doing my part here. Helping out businesses. They've been getting better. I had a good meeting with one of my longer term clients. Had it with them today. That was great. Um, we had some really good discussion, which I definitely enjoyed with them. They were good. And it's always good getting caught up with this. And again, not mentioning who they are, but it's always good getting caught up with them. They always have good discussion. Um, willing to do the work. That's the other side of this. They're definitely willing to do the hard work involved with their business. So we love that. All right, so these guys here, goodbye. Again, we're just making quick work of this here, just trying to get these guys thinned out. And like you see here, I don't know if you guys can see. We'll show you an example. Like I've got options here on this set right here, like here, right? So this one is leggier than I care for. This one's got um it does have additional leaves here, but so what I'm going to do is, but I got this one that's smaller. I'm just going to go ahead with this one that's got the little bit got the leaves in place there. We're going to go ahead and just have this guy be our guy and just remove the competition, make it a little easier for him. He can grow big and strong. And we're trying to avoid leggy at this point, but it's not a big deal because when these get replanted, because what's going to happen is they're going to go from here in a week or so, maybe depends how quickly they grow. They're going to end up in their own. What's that noise? Oh, okay. Very safe. Sound like somebody was coming after me here. They're going to end up in their own individual pots, you know. So to get ready for the full transplant into the garden. So we are just kind of helping out. And when they go into the individual pots, what'll happen is they'll get buried down deeper. And I think everybody knows that with tomatoes, you can bury them once they're a certain height. There's the hairs that they have on their stems are capable of producing um, fruits. So you can bury them and it's fine. They'll take right off. They're like, we love that for us. Pretty sure that's what they say. Now this guy here, I'm gonna let these guys go a little bit longer before I trim anybody on this side. Okay, so there's that. Tomato thinning is off the checklist. That needed to get done today. It's been due. So there we go. Got those guys all thinned out. Their top goes back on. They go out of the sun. So I have them in my greenhouse for temperature maintenance, but they are, again, switch back over here. They're below they're below the sun line here with the sun. They're down lower. Come on down. Um, and you'll see they're down here, so they're not getting direct sunlight. They're getting all their light from their grow lights here just to help them get big. And now once they get established, they have their second there they have their first real true leaves and I transplant them. They'll make their way up to the top here and they'll be living off the light here. After everyone germinates really. We're just gonna place them out here, let them start getting some direct sunlight. Kind of like what we had, same principle that we did here with our lettuce and our spinach and all of these that we have going on over here as well. So this is the idea. We wanted to have this piece. All right, so we have got it's time, dun dun dun, for some planting. I guess what we're looking for. All right, so let's do this. Okay. All right. Up next is going to be we're going to do our peppers next. So as always, whenever we're reading up on these, we're going to take a look at our peppers, our three varieties we're going to have, and got to decide how I want to have these set up. So that's a good question. I'm not sure. Actually, you know what? I'm going to turn off my tracking for a second. I think I actually have an idea. 1 second. I've got new. Ah, God, I had these. Ordered these just for some of these plants here. I've got some taller trays that should probably be pretty useful for us. Should be able to help. So it's trays with domes 4-pack is what it's called, but they've got taller domes on them. Is what we're looking for. Let's see what we got here. I think it should be exciting. This is wow. Look at this. Oh, look at this full kit it comes with. Look at this. Oh my goodness. I didn't realize it came with all this. We got to take a look at this on the overhead. This is pretty interesting. I didn't again, these these companies are constantly surprising me with the stuff they're thinking about. So came with some little gloves here, little cotton gloves. Those are pretty nice. A little scoop. Look at that. So I know how deep I'm putting stuff. Ain't that nice? But this is really what we got. Now, in a perfect world, these would be slotted and you'd actually have something underneath there for the water to seep into. So that's kind of a little bit disappointing there, but that's okay. I didn't know what I was getting, to be honest. I was just gonna order them. So what we'll do, this probably isn't gonna be actually, no, I have an answer for this. I bet you I can make this work. So we're gonna take one of these. All right. So we're gonna go back to extended here. There we go. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take one of these. We're gonna use this as my bottom tray. That's what we're gonna do, guys. That's what we're gonna do, folks. We're solving problems today. So this can go over there. This can go here. Does this one fit in there? This one fits in there ish. Or do I have one that'll fit better? Something like this guy or that. Yeah, I see what I'm going to do. I'm just deciding how I want to do it at this point. How do I may, since it's basically high as far as like the height and everything, I can get away with pretty much putting anything in there, which I will do. I think we're going to do this. So I've got three of those. Let's see how many I can fit in here. One, two, three, three. So that doesn't go that way. What about this way? Ooh, ooh. Had to turn them sideways. Yeah, that's fine if it's not fully. So that gives me eight. Eight doesn't. Yes, but these are 3 of 8. So what I can do is 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me think here. Yeah, so I can do 1, 2, 3. Okay, I think I got this. So we're gonna do 3, 3, and 2. I'm gonna make a one of them's not gonna be a full set of 3. That's what we'll do. Okay. Good decision, Ryan. And I can always change my mind later if I want. Okay, so let's get this stuff out of here. I'm not really a big fan of having the gloves and stuff under. The nice gloves though. I got a nice little scoop. I will take that. So what we're gonna do here for each one of these peppers, I'm just gonna get these filled up right now. We're just gonna fill them up. And so what we do again here is we do have a mixture of um throw some of this in here too. We're gonna mix some more in here and spread it out a little bit. There's my stirring stick. So we have a mixture of basically potting soil and coconut husk is what we're dealing with right now. That's that's what we have. And you know, all things considered, it's a good mix. It holds on to water well, which is what I want. Um, Mainly just because I travel a lot, and when I load the bottoms, I want it to be able to at least last for not having to be re-watered too soon. But what we do on this, it's pretty simple. We just so everything's nice and moist here. We're just going to come through and load this up. Not worried about any stuff falling off or whatever. If it ends up in the pan down there, we can rescue that later or whatever. We can get it after the season's done. It'll dry and just salvage it that way. That out of there. Get that guy out of there. Had some of my onion seeds fell in some stuff in this stuff the other day. So I've got some onions, unwanted onions that are sprouting. They're just going to be donated to the floor. Nothing against them, but decisions had to be made. Okay. So we're just going to load these up. Now that they've been loaded up, what we're going to do here is just kind of so then we're just going to go through here and we're going to press down on each one and give it just a little bit of a light pack. Nothing crazy, right? We're not trying to do a hard pack on here. We want it to be as easy as possible for the seeds to be able to do their thing. But we also don't want there to be any air pockets. That's kind of the idea here. There's an easier way to do this. You can use a piece of board that's the same size here and just go, but that's just one more thing I'm going to lose. I'm just being honest. I know me well enough to know that'll get misplaced. Let's be digging for it in here. Like, where is it at? We don't want that. Okay, so we're just going to then come through and just kind of fill these up a little bit. Matter of fact, we can just grab from the extra here, stuff that fell down. Just fill her up, just like that. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. I got one more over here at the end. Needs a little bit more love. Get that guy out of there. There we go. So those are all set. Cool. Nice work, everyone. Doing good. So next is going to be our peppers. And again, anytime that we're going to do 3, 3, and then 3. So anytime that we go through this, we always read our directions. Super important that we always read the directions on these. So when to start 6 weeks before the last frost date. Yeah, we're close. I don't mind having them out there and deal with a little bit of frost. Ain't gonna hurt them none. Sow seeds 1/4 inch deep in moist seed starter and keep them warm and moist. Okay, so that's where we're starting them here. And then basically these need to be June-ish is um sorry, May is when I can have these out. A little early, but I'm gonna have stuff growing in the greenhouse here in their own containers. Like that is just what's gonna be happening here. All right. Okay, so we're gonna just start over here. Now we have from our Organo Republic kit that we got. This is a seed dibber, is what it's called. And so it's got these little lines all the way around here to tell you how deep 1/4 inch is. But rule of thumb is it's real simple when it comes to rule of thumb. whenever you are planting your seeds, that you want to bury them, right? You want to plant them 1/4, basically twice the depth. The depth is twice as wide as the seed on the thin side. So like barely anything on these, right? So these are all at 1/4 inch. So if we look at these, right, we come over here, this section here, right in here. This is our first bit. Let's get that guy out of there. And we're going to do one seed per. So we're going to have 8 plants of each, basically 8 plants of each pepper type. All right, so I got one here. Now the other thing to remember with peppers is they're perennial. So you can overwinter peppers if you'd like. So you can just save them and then get them going again. Like in this case for me, where I'm at, I'm break this guy up a little bit. I'll show you in there. Okay, that's pretty solid. That's a pretty solid chunk in there. We don't want that. That's a little too packed in for me there. All right, so we're just gonna make a little hole there. So you can actually save and overwinter your pepper plants. You can get them back if you like. So again, what I meant to say is I'm gonna have nine pepper plants here for our jalapeno. And what I'm gonna do with these, I think I'm gonna pickle most of these this year. I mean, we'll cook a couple up for sure. You know, why not? But I'm gonna end up pickling most of these, so they're uh, not as spicy. My wife doesn't really like heat all that much, so we will drop a couple in, drop you guys in. There we go. I'm gonna keep these jalapenos around for anything. I just want to basically dump some on later. We'll have okay. So now we have that. We're just gonna come back through with our little widger tool. Now this is a cool little tool that came with the seeds. It's actually designed to pull the seeds out of or the all of the potting soil mix in one shot. So it goes in on the sides, and so you can scoop them out. It works pretty good. I used it for all of my transplanting that I've done so far, and it worked really well. I was pretty happy with it. All right, so like I said, we're down 1/4 inch on that. Basically you want enough for coverage is the rule of thumb, especially when it comes with this stuff. So just enough for coverage. And we got these last two guys here, this guy here, and again, you want the potting soil to be firm, but nothing, not super loose, not too firm. Think um Little Red Riding Hood. We want it to be just right. Enough that we're not worried about the um the seeds having to work too hard. Right? We want them just to be able to root and do their thing. So we're gonna do this like this. And I bet you with this, the lids on these are high enough so I can actually label these. I kind of like this. I might start switching over to these to be quite honest. Most of these as jalapeno, peno, it'll be covered, but I'll know. 70 day to harvest. So 70 days to harvest on this, and it's the 18th. 3 8 on the backside. 3/18 and 70 days. Yeah, as I'm going through these 72 packs here, these the typical the cell packs that you can get. I'm not sure I'm a huge fan, just to be brutally honest. Now that I'm gonna give these a try, obviously this isn't quite the right thing here, but it seems like I'm digging it, kind of how it's set up. So um, we'll give it a go, see how it looks, and then if I like this, I'll be making some adjustments here because I do like the fact I can keep those in there like that. All right, so our next one we're gonna do is gonna be our hot pepper here. This is gonna be our cayenne. And same thing, same exact principle on this here. Should be now these is a little bit different, and we'll see that on the peppers there they do look a little different here. Where we're gonna have 6 weeks for last, blah blah blah. Sow seeds 1/2 inch deep in moist seed starter. All right, so that's gonna be a piece here. The other parts is nice on here. It's gonna let you know like the germinations temperature you're at. It is, right here. this little line, it's between 77 and like 86. It's extremely, it's really warm. They're not a a plant that's meant to be in temperate type area here. So sorry, I got someone at my front door. Don't worry about me. Okay, they're not coming up because they don't exist. Okay, so it's going to be our next set here for the cayenne. And for this, I want to be able to get again, these peppers, not the poblano. The poblanos are a chili, but this, so that way when we're doing have our own cayenne pepper for chili, things like that. I think it'll be nice. Two, and then last one's here. And like I said, there's marks on the side that'll tell you where the half-inch mark is on these. So I got one of those. I also got another one in green. You can't see too well, so I use the one in the white just so you guys can see it better. All right, better, much better for our, uh, much better for content, right? White against the dark stuff here. All right. So this we're gonna take a look at the seeds here, and they look almost identical. Almost, they're a little bit thicker though, just a tiny bit thicker. That may be where the like discrepancy in the um like the depth comes from. That might be it. I don't know. Oh, so other thing, our chicks are doing well. We got baby chickens, so they are, they're happy little cluckers out in the garage right now, living their best life. They're nice and toasty, so they're doing well. That's good stuff. All right, so that is our again cayenne pepper. So I'm going to mark that up before we do our next spot here. Our cayenne pepper. Where's my pen at? Here we go. Some cayenne pepper. Living our best life here. So make sure I spell it correctly. K-N-E. Right, and this is going to be what is this? We got so today is 3/18 and 80-day harvest on this. So just 10 days longer on that too. So 80 days. 80 days. All right, and I'll know that these are so we'll do this, connect them there. We'll connect these guys like this. So this is a group. All right, so we can cover them up now. Now that we're labeled and we know who they are, what they are. That's what we want. All right. All right. Continuing on here. Cruising live doing this. But yeah, so again, everybody join. Appreciate y'all joining the stream here. And I come here live pretty consistently, so it's nice to have you on here. And yeah, it is warming up. I was saying it's toasty in here today. I think it's almost 90 in the greenhouse. The fans have just stayed on today, so we've had. I mean, it was 12 degrees 2 days ago. So now I gotta love the Midwest. Gotta love the Midwest. Hey, we're just gonna be warm and obnoxious. That's what we're gonna do here. All right, so there's that. Let's get this last one in here. So these are going to be our poblanos, our mild chili peppers. They are again, these don't have a lot of spice to them. They're really, really mild. Like really, 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 really mild when it comes to spice. And you typically see these being used like in your oh what am I thinking here? Some of your Mexican cooking, like and it'll come back to me what it's called, but you'll see it in that. It goes good with eggs. I'll tell you that much. It does go good with eggs. So I think you like a little bit of heat, and it's a nice little mild heat too, a little sweet to it. You'll like it. All right, so these reading down on here, same thing, 6 weeks, and this is all a quarter inch depth. So we're back to just barely scratching the surface on this, which is okay. We can do that. We can do that. Let's take a look. I bet you they look just like the other ones. What do you want to bet? Oh, look at that. They look identical to our last seeds. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Oh, I got to keep that because I got to know how long they'll be there. So let's just keep on going here. Right, got a couple there. Living our best life here. Yeah, today could have been, in all honesty, I could have gone on YouTube Shorts for this, change it up a little bit, but I decided to just keep on here. A lot of folks are liking this, so it's good to have folks hopping on here and just seeing what we're going on here in the greenhouse as we're doing it. So these are our poblano chili seeds that we're doing right here. See them right here as we're going in. These are going to get the labels for them now. Get them started here, and these are going to live out their life in the greenhouse here for the most part. I mean, maybe in July, but even then, they're going to be just about ready to go at that point. So let me go ahead and label these up, get them ready to go as we are doing our thing. Where did I do my marker again? Put it back where it's supposed to be. So these are poblanos. Again, our poblano chilies. This is one we have here. So we're just going to look here that these are 80-day harvest. It tells you right here on the pack. These again are the Organo Republic 55 seed pack I got from Amazon. So we've been testing them. I gave them a call to let them know I'm using their stuff so we could, just so they were aware. And it was pretty neat. Like I say, I'm not sponsored or anything. I just found it on Amazon, so I thought I'd give it a go. So this is Poblano. I'm the only one really that has to be able to read it, but that's Poblano. Today is 3/18, and we're looking for 80 days. Okay, it's gonna live right here. Zoink. There we go. So we're gonna bring it back out to full here so you guys can kind of see what I got going on. Then we're gonna get back into this here in a second. I've got this next spot here. So we've got they come. Hey, Red. Got the wife out walking the dog. So I got these here, and they come with these little vents on them. Kind of interesting. Which we're gonna have this thing not vented and just gonna let it go nuts here. But basically, it fits on just like this, and it's nice and tall. So I'm kind of liking these. I may be looking at more of these. All right. So before with this, these are gonna just be out of the sun, and we'll place them down here. Before I place them down, just so you guys can see what's going on, um, we're gonna get them started. We're gonna get the bottom water here taken care of so that they can water this appropriately here, so they can soak in. There we go. And that's why we pre moisten all of our potting soil specifically to help it wick up. So you're not waiting a million billion years to do it. Okay, so what's going to happen is these are going to go. I'm going to leave it basically sealed here. Don't want anything getting out. None of that heat, but it's going to go down here. And before I leave tonight, I'll do it right now while I'm here. We're going to plug in the heating pad for this. And the heating pads that we have, they have insulation on the bottom, then the heating pad, and then they sit there. So they keep basically the soil temperature between 75 and 80 degrees. Like that's what they do. Like in the greenhouse here, I have a heater that I use to keep things above freezing. It keeps the greenhouse at 40 degrees, at 40. But they're all the plants and everything that are germinating, all the seed soil is staying around 70 from the heat mats, which is what we want. Cool. All right. So next up, we've got where's my list here? I think it was beets are next. Beets are next. So we're gonna do beets next. Okay, so beets. So when we do these beets, let me bring this back over here so you can see this. So for beets, they are direct seed inside. We sprinkle the seeds on the surface of the soil and lightly tamp. So we're gonna have moist soil. They're gonna be down here. We're just gonna slightly tamp it. Like that's it. That's everything. There's nothing more to it. There's no depth because they need sunlight in order to um germinate. And we're gonna do this a little different here. Okay, it's a little bit different, but kind of the same. Thought I had a spot here. What if I do this? What if I do no, I want the onions a different way. Sorry, I'm just thinking out loud, folks. Apologize for that. Do I do, yeah, I think I can, want to break them out. Nah. I had a plan and then my plan went sideways. So, but here's what I can do. There we go. So, because really, what all I want to do on this, I want to have my beets in here. I want to put this on top, but I need something for underneath. So honestly, I think I'm just gonna. I don't use this right now. So I'm just gonna put them in here. You're gonna see how this works, right? Then this will go in there. This sits on top. So that way I can water, bottom water, and I'm not destroying the stuff on top here. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. Again, it's only to really get the beets started to give them a head start because I'm gonna have them out in the garden here, in a basically in a month, and that's gonna give them more than enough time. A month, yeah, I'd say a month or so, because they can get out once they're established. I can get them planted out there. Like I have onions and cilantro are already out in the garden. I put them out there. They made it through 15-degree temperature, being covered by snow and terrible wind and rain, and they're good. So that's what I mean. Like you just got to get them established first. Like that's the trick. Okay. All right. So with that, let's go ahead and get this rolling here. We're gonna get our mixture of potting soil, the pot mixture of potting soil and coconut husk in here. That's what we have. And as you can see, I dropped some onions in these seeds the other day, so they decided to take root and trying to live their best life. We don't want them in there. So they're gonna go. They're gonna go. They're gonna go. Cool. All right. So let's let's take a look here and see what we got. Again, we're doing the beets. These are Detroit dark red, so they must be after the Red Wings or something like that. Let's see what they look like. Actually, let's read first. They need to be planted. They say 1/2 inch depth, but start inside. Sprinkle the seeds on the surface of the soil, and then we're gonna lightly tamp. Let's see what they look like. Let's see what these seeds look like. Tell me those aren't. They look like granola. Look at that. They have a granola in there. That's pretty interesting. That's one thing when you start gardening, you're going to be kind of blown away at what some seeds look like and the similarities of some. So, like for instance, kale. So you got kale, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, right? Those four. All the seeds look exactly the same, and it's because they're the same plant. You know, the brassicas. They're different style of the same plant. So we're going to put a bunch in here, and what we're going to do is get a whole bunch to start. We're going to thin them out, and then work on kind of just moving them wherever they need to go to once they're up. There we go. There's a bunch in there. Got to start. I'm not much of a beet eating guy, but when I do grow stuff in the garden, I tend to eat it more. And apparently, beets are supposed to be something that you're supposed to eat more consistently. I think something nitrous oxide or something, heart health or whatever. So now the directions were simply just light to press these into the soil, right? Into the moist soil, which I just did. All right. So got to label them here, right? Got to label them so you know what they are and how long and whatnot. So let's get our label going, which is going to be beets. I mean, it's the Detroit dark red. We know that. And then on the back side here, we've got, oh, it is 3/18. That's today's date. And we need to know these are 60 days to harvest. So they go probably 45 days until they really start to root really well. And then it's 15 days where they just pump into something that's tasty. That'd be my guess. That's typically the way it goes. Just place this guy all the way down. And just like we did with the last one, simply just because I'm looking to water from underneath. But we're going to give this guy a little dash of water on the top first, though. Make sure these guys are good. And oh, then, see, and then they all settle right back in. See how they did that? That's cool. We like that. Then we're just going to water the backside of Purple Cow here just a little bit. I don't need like a full water bath, but enough that it'll be able to wick up. All right. And then I'm going to make room for this guy here. And so that just covers it up. So now I have like a little greenhouse effect for this guy. Like that's what I want to be able to do. And it's going to find space. I've got um another spot over here. You guys can see me on the bottom here. That is a another warming pad that I'll have room for here. I can just place it on there. Make room for it. There we go. There we go. So it can just sit there and stay warm. Cool. All right. Well, all right. So that's beets are done. Next up are gonna be we're gonna skip I actually want to do leeks next because it's the same. This I won't even need basically anything for underneath here for leeks because I'll be able to just water this once, get it. Once they get up, I can just start watering on everything. So if you haven't had leeks before, they are very, very mild onion flavor. They look like that right here. They're really tasty. They're like onion, but they don't have a bulb at the bottom. So they just grow up and you get this really cool little stalk and deliciousness here. They grow wild here in Michigan where I'm at. I can go get them. Um and I will find them along with like wild asparagus and everything else. Like that does happen. So when I'm out there looking for mushrooms, they come up. So it goes leeks. Leeks come first. The heck are these leaves doing in there? Oh, that's right. That's right. Some of my sunflower seeds fell in here from last year. That's what that is. Like, man, somebody's germinating at the bottom of this thing. They're having a bad day. Well, anyways, so you get your leeks. We'll go your asparagus. Wild garlic is already up. Like it's doing its thing. So, and wild onions are up too. So I shouldn't be buying any more. Like, need to buy any more green onions for any like never making ramen or anything else that would need green onion. Fried rice, stuff like that. Anything else you'd need it for. I just go out on my garden, out my yard, and just go find it. I do love that part about living in Michigan like that. It's just there. You gotta know what you're looking for. Um, so with that, just quick disclaimer for everybody there. If you do decide to go and pull and try to find wild garlic or wild onions in your yard, um, if you cut into them and they do not smell like onions or garlic, don't eat them. That'll kill you. The onion garlic smell is what tells you that it's okay to eat them because there's stuff in there. They're bulbs. They look safe. They are not safe at all. Like you will be dead in a very painful way, from what I understand. All right, so what we're gonna do here, um, so start inside, scatter seeds into flats filled with potting soil, which we have. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit more, maybe just a little bit more here. There we go. Really fill this guy up. And the soil that I have here is not the best it, for like standard onions. I have a lot of clay, but I've been working on building out the organic matter in it. So, it's just part of the process is really just planting stuff and having it die in the ground itself. So it will again put the organic matter in there. So this is all part of the process. Okay, so this is full. I've got this nice and smoothed out ish, and 1/4 inch deep into flats. Okay, so they want this scatter seeds set in a warm, sunny window. Do they need water to germinate or sun? Does it need sun? Well, there's light. It won't have direct light, but I will have it. I'll make sure I've got some stuff set up over here where I'll set it up today to make sure it's good. Actually, I'll set it up down here. Again, I want stuff when it's germinating to start here. I don't want it in the sun. I mean, I guess I could just have it up if it's at a heat. Nah, we'll set it down there. Don't don't change things up midstream, dude. Come on. All right, so let's take a look at the seeds. And they look just like your typical onion seeds that you would have. Jet black. little deals. So we are just going to put a whole bunch of them out here. All right, just kind of toss them. We're going to toss a whole bunch of them everywhere and not really worry too much about coverage or anything else because we're just going to come through here in a second, rough it up a little bit, press down, make sure everybody is covered. Okay, right, we got just gonna put some lightly put some of this coconut husk, very light coating of it over the top of them. There we go. Leeks are good. Just gotta label it up and make sure everybody is pressed down. They'll be all set. Once I cover this guy up, gotta get them labeled first, right? We always do the label. It's going to be um leek. This is going to be 318 and 100 days. 100. 100, folks. No extended period for there. Drop it right there. We're good. Let's throw a cover on that one. There we go. I'll make sure that it gets. Maybe vent this guy a little bit. Let it hang out here for a while. Actually, I've got a spot right here for it. I just got to plug it in. So that'll be good. And I'll leave the top on open so it doesn't roast. There we go. I think that'll help to cause some. All right. So that's what I also like about these. They've got the little top on there I can do stuff with. Make sure everybody stays safe. So the leek is good. All right. So bok choy and cucumber, they're getting special treatment here. They are getting special treatment today. So we're gonna do our just because I want to get them going. Gonna treat them a little differently. We just want to get them started. And I want to have I might do them both in the same thing. Just to one, two, three, four, five, six. Six. Now bok choy, just so you're aware, for those that don't know, um, bok choy is one of those ones you got to be careful about planting in your garden. It will it doesn't play nice with anyone else. It will straight up kill your stuff. So, but I like it. It tastes really good. So this is going to be a container variety for me. Like I'm going to have it and it's all going to get its own little container and with soil so it can do its thing. Um, because I do like bok choy. It's really, really good in a lot of your, Asian cooking. You know, it's really tasty. It's really nutrient rich, but like I said, it doesn't play well with anyone else. It will straight up kill your other plants. So it puts out those um, poisons the soil, whatever little things they do for that to keep other stuff from growing around it. Does not play well. Not like your other lettuces. Your lettuces, they don't care. They don't really care who they're around. But yeah, bok choy is nothing. So these are going to start up, going to get them rolling, and they are going to be in their own container here in about a month, which will be awesome. Then get these guys in here. We're also going to do our cucumbers in the same thing, but they're going to be in the exact same container, but obviously in different containers. That makes sense. Smaller containers, different. Big container, same. That's what I'm trying to say. I have a dog out there barking at the UPS FedEx guy showing up. What I got showing up today? Oh, you know what? It's probably fertilizer for the yard. It should be. That's what should be showing up. Gotta start thinking about fertilizing the old yard here. Still a little early, but I want to get it down just for the crabgrass preventer. And I've got some fertilizer also for the garden. I did realize that I need a little bit more nitrogen in there. The chickens are going to help, but at the at the start here, I'm going to need The start of the season is going to need a little help. So, all right, so we've got our bok choy here. I've already kind of pressed everything down. Let's go ahead and read up on that. See what it is. So we are going to sow seeds a quarter inch deep. Keep everything moist and warm. Blah 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 blah. So a quarter inch deep and 50-day harvest. Love to see that. So let's get our again our Oregano Republic seed dibber out here, and there's going to be one per. Just kind of make what looks like about a quarter inch there. Off we go. Off we go. Off we go. There we go. So let's see what these seeds look like. Now, for a lot of people, they've never seen lettuce seeds like this lettuce variety seeds before, and bok choy isn't a lettuce. So but these are pelleted. The actual seeds are really, really tiny, really, really. So these are pelleted. But what I mean pelleted, they made it so they're easier for you to handle. Oops. So you guys can kind of see the action here. Sorry about that. So I'm dropping a couple in just like I did before. Make sure that we've got them plenty in here to get rolling. And we will, there we go. They're all set. I'm going to save these here because I'm going to start bok choy throughout the year. Next week, I got to start my next round of lettuce. Again, that needs to happen. So let me get my bok choy label done. And the thing with bok choy, it is a brassica. It doesn't seem like it is, but it is one. Um, so it's in the same family as broccoli and cauliflower. We got 318, and this was what 50 days, 50 days for harvest. Cool. We'll just drop that right there. Cool. Bok choy. And our next spot we're gonna have is the last one we're doing for the day is gonna be our cucumbers here. Wow, wow, wow. So, and these are pickling cucumbers, but the 56-day harvest is what I'm looking for. I want to be able to get something that I'm going to be able to start getting cucumbers pretty quickly. I don't really like paying for cucumbers; it's not my favorite. All right, so with this, they need to be down 3/4 inch, 3/4 inch. So let me get my dibber out and 1, 2, 3. So that is 3/4 of an inch right there. That's what we're looking for. All right. I'm just gonna measure that down. We're getting there close. And I'm gonna do 6 of these, knowing probably two to three of them aren't gonna make it just because of the swings in temperature and everything that they're gonna be going through in here. But there's gonna be enough of them will make it work. They will start they'll start doing the thing. And again, I'm only gonna use a few because I'm gonna direct sow a whole bunch of these. I mean, as long as I got some cucumbers started here, I'm really not too worried about what I get out there. They're going to get heavily watered and fertilized and taken care of. So I will end up with plenty of cucumbers out there for me to can this year, can and pickle. Good stuff. So save these, and I also have another variety of cucumber, which is more of the longer slicing variety that we're going to direct. So I don't want to grow those in here. All right. So last bit here is going to be This was 56 days. Just going to call it a cucumber, a cuke. 318, 56. Boom. There we go. There we go, folks. Let's cover this up. Get these guys good. Get him covered. Everybody just kind of placed. Oop, get your butt down there, you. Get down there. There you go. Same thing with you. And you need more stuff in you. You are way, way, way too light. There we go. A little bit more. I want to have my hands up in the soil today, but the situation changed. Okay, there we go. Get him covered. Get that out of there. Okay. So there we go, folks. That set there. So now just like we did with the other ones, we get some water in here, help make sure that they stay moist and hydrated like we want them to be because we love that for them. I need a cover here, here. There we go. I'll find a spot for these after the stream is over. We're gonna have these guys covered off. I don't actually want right there. We'll put them right here for now. Okay. So last thing we really got to do here, folks, is kind of one of my favorite things. I'm gonna come through here and just gonna check the water levels on all of our stuff that we have, and then top water the ones that don't have uh that don't actually have trays underneath them. Okay, a big part of this is just making sure you keep your stuff hydrated. Let's see here. And again, so with this, what we're looking at down here, come down here. There we go, right over here. So we have, oh goodness, help me out here. Come on, brain. So we got cauliflower, and then I've got some, actually cauliflower, broccoli, got some artichokes, cilantro, basil, all whole bunch of lettuce, some more basil, some spinach. Spinach is back here. It's doing its thing. I've got some Swiss chard, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, and some other spinach down there. So we've got all sorts of the good stuff going here. Kind of getting everybody started a little early here. I've got this feeling that it's going to be give everybody a little top water, even if they're bottom watered. That we're gonna have a hot year this year. I just got this feeling like we are just going to be getting slammed with heat this year, and it's going to start early. And just I just got this feeling, even though we're still going to have some frosty mornings, I don't think it's going to be enough really to like a deep frost that's going to be hurting anybody. So, for me, I'm willing to I'm willing to risk it on some of these. Oh, we also have some onions down here too. So I'm just kind of getting them started on this tray. These onions you can see. So I've got some onions starting on a tray down here that they're bottom watered too. Just want to give them from the top a little bit, just to help dust them off some. We had a lot of that Texas water come through here, or Texas dust come through. So just kind of help wash everybody off here. Doesn't hurt them. So we're gonna get these guys going probably for another. My guess would be I'll get back first week in April. These are gonna get moved out to the garden. That's what I'll be doing. Just have them out there and let them just kind of survive. Their cousins, the wild onions, do just fine. So all right, well, that's it. What we got for today, folks. Appreciate y'all suffering through the opening terrible microphone issue. I'm going to take care of that here. I'm going to edit that out right now when we're done here. So with that, hopefully I earned your subscription today. Again, I come live pretty consistently throughout the year here on YouTube, here in the afternoons, on the weekends, and again, spring, summer, and then into fall here in the garden and around the property. Take care, and I will see you next time.